Okay, so we are recording. So this is our quick training on something that the directors put together so you guys could get paid in December. I know that's a very exciting thought, and this is going to be as big as you create it. So each individual person is going to be responsible for their part. And I'm going to explain a little bit more about that. So let me share my screen here real quick. I have a couple quick tips that I'll be sharing with you, and we will have time for questions because obviously there's going to be questions after this, especially if you've never done anything like this. I totally get it. Let me go ahead and try not to put anything in the chat because nobody's monitoring the chat box. Just write them down on a piece of paper if you have a question, and then that way at the end we can definitely tackle your questions. So let me share my screen here. Okay. All right, so this is what we call a mega party. And some of you have probably heard that term of a mega party or a group party or what have you. These parties are traditionally used to create a lot of energy and a lot of sales for one particular date, for one particular event. However, in saying that, mega parties are done every single week with Pampered Chef. Some consultants, that's all they do, is they throw all of their hosts into one group and they do an entire party with everyone in that group. And there's a lot of good reasoning behind that, especially for people that don't have a lot of time to monitor and run their business. It's also a great idea because when you have parties that are slow and the host is not engaging, there's going to be engagement from other hosts. So as a result of that, sometimes more orders can come through. So if we can put everyone on mute, that would be great. And that way we can make sure that we have a good recording here. Okay. So that's just a little bit of background. Again, some people run mega parties every single week. We are doing this, us directors decided to put this together so you guys would have an easy platform to be able to submit sales in the month of December. So on the screen here, you can see that the mega party is set up from Friday to Monday. However, in saying that, we're going to start this inviting process on Monday, tomorrow. And that way you'll have between Monday and Friday to get as many of your friends into this mega party as possible. Let me go ahead and mute some people here. Okay, so these are the dates. So if you can go ahead and write that down, party starts on Friday. It ends on Monday. It's going to be short. It's going to be abbreviated. And that way we can get a lot of material in a very short period of time. Now, when we say Monday is the deadline, that's the last day of the party, meaning party post. The party can stay open for a few days after that to catch those stragglers or maybe people that say, I need to wait till Friday to get paid and so on and so forth. So that's not a problem. But the bulk of the party, the post and things like that are only going to be Friday through Monday. It's going to be very similar to what we currently have lined up with our current template because we don't want to cause any additional work or work basically for us. However, there will be a slight changes in ways that we interact and so on. So you'll see some similarities and you'll see some things that are a little bit different. So that's the first part is the Friday to Monday. We're going to start inviting tomorrow. I'm going to give you all the specific steps that you need to make sure that you have the ultimate level of success. So here's the next step. I need each of you to open up a party, not right this second, but today or tomorrow. Open up, wait, did I say we're going to start inviting tomorrow? We're going to start inviting on Monday. I apologize. For some reason, I feel like it's Sunday. So we're going to open a party in Consultants Corner, and you can go ahead and open it from today's date through December 10th. It really doesn't matter. Just open up a party in Consultants Corner. For those of you that are brand new and not even sure what I'm referencing, Consultants Corner is kind of like the back office of what we see with Pampered Chef, kind of behind the scenes. So you're going to go into your personal Consultants Corner. You log in with your username and password that you use to sign up. And that is the way you'll get in. When you get into Consultants Corner, at the top left corner, there's going to be a plus sign, and there's also going to be verbiage that says create party. That's where you'll create the party. The party will be under your name. And again, you can specify the dates as starting today, ending on the 10th of December. I'm gonna ask that each of you, I'm gonna put you all into one group chat. Those are gonna be the people that are participating in this particular party, and we're gonna call it the Mega Party Chat. That group is exclusive to those of you that are participating in this event. We want to try to keep the banter and so on exclusive to this event. So if you have a question that is outside of the Mega Party, try not to ask it in that Mega Party, because we all know that it can become a large thread of information that is important, but maybe not important to do on that particular chat. The purpose of that chat is a few things. It's going to allow me to feed you with the daily tips that you'll need to use to have a successful party within the Mega Party. And it's also going to be a way for us to, again, ask questions and so on as we navigate through this party. Let me move. Okay, so once you open up your party in Consultants Corner, I want you to message me directly, not in that group, but message me directly with that link. So once you create the party, you'll go into links and then pull off the very first link that is called the shopping link. And that gives them direct access to your Consultants Corner. The link that is going to be in the party will be one link, and it's called Linktree / Lorraine PC. When they click that link, they're going to then find your name, Jennifer, Karen, Christy, and they're going to order through you. That is going to be crystal clear. I use this link all the time for 20 plus parties, going at one time. I never have anybody order the wrong way. So you don't have to worry about that at all. It doesn't happen. At least I've never had it happen over a year. So they'll click that link, it'll go into Linktree, and then they'll find your name. It's going to be in alphabetical order based on your first name, and then they'll order directly through you. Your responsibility will be a couple different things, but very, very minimal. Your responsibility will be to thank that guest, make sure you're tagging that guest and thanking them, and then putting some sort of image to thank them. I only want engagement images. So when you say, thank you, Susie, for participating in the party, I only want an engagement image, meaning go into Google, type in Christmas engagement for Facebook post, and you're going to find thousands of engagement posts. I prefer that you use GIF, GIF request. You don't have to, but the more GIFs that we have in the party, the more, for whatever reason, Facebook cuckoo-ness, we get people participating and more things are seen and more things are active. So after we finish up here, somebody remind me, I'm going to write it down, but I know I'm going to probably forget. Somebody remind me to show you what I'm talking about in the sense of Christmas engagement. All right, so let's stop right there for one quick second. And any questions that you guys have at this moment? If you could raise your hand, that would be helpful. And Judy, will take Judy's hand down here. Okay, go ahead, Jennifer. You can come off mute. We can't hear you.
Okay, so we're going to have a mega party with all our invites on one page?
On one page.
No. How's this going to work with posts and stuff?
We're not there yet. We're not there yet. Just anything that you have.
Okay.
No problem. Any questions that you have from the link to the dates?
Okay. Nope, nothing yet.
Yeah, hang tight. We'll definitely get to your question. And it might be resolved through the slides. Okay. Everyone good? I don't see any hands raised. Okay, perfect. Okay, so here are the 4 tips that you're going to need for success. First of all, there is going to be an absolute must to create as much personalization for your people through this process. And I'm going to give you some details on what that means. You must engage. It's kind of like this. You probably have heard this before. You have a party at your house. You invite your guest in, you give them a glass of wine, and then you tell them you're going to Target and you'll see them next time you see them. It's the same thing as a party. It's actually more crucial because if you're not engaging with your guest, you are not going to get any success, or you're going to get a very minimal amount of success, I should say. So what is engaging? And we're going to talk about what engaging is, but just briefly, it's, tagging your friends in posts. It's commenting on every single post. In the past, we used to say, you don't have to comment on everything. Well, that was true, but it's no longer true. Now you have to really engage in every single thing. And Lori is the champion of engaging. She always says she's not, but she is. When we were in Nashville, we're like, what are you doing, Lori? She's like, oh, I'm just messaging. I'm just chatting on every single person's comment. You just saw her liking everything. And don't get me wrong, Lori does not just like, because Lori would not be successful if she just liked. She actually comments and likes. So that's the really key part of this, is letting them know, hey, I'm here with you, and I really like what you have to say. And the cool thing is that I don't know if you guys have realized this, and it might just be the new Facebook, I don't know. But on my Facebook, whenever I start to make a comment, there seems to be like 5 or 6 little suggestions from Facebook, like, oh, that's cool, or this is awesome, or blah, blah, blah. So that's a great way to kind of just click that button and have quick engagement right along with your friends. So raise your hand, do you guys have those prompts from Facebook when you're going to respond to a post? Brittany does. Okay. Looks like nobody else does.
What do I have a problem with what?
No, not a problem. So like when you go in to respond to a post, Christy does too. Do you get prompts from Facebook to say, like, here are 5 phrases that you could use to respond to that? Like you put
Are
a
you
message.
talking about, like, I'm sorry. Are you talking about like when you hit the comment button?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like where it says like
Yes.
looking good or
Yes.
congratulations. Oh, okay.
Yes. So, if you only have time just to do that, sorry, I wasn't clear. If you only have time just to do that, that's better than nothing. But if they are pretty specific on something, you probably should be pretty specific as well. Number 3 is I'm going to give you the directions for daily messages. Daily messages are going to be critical, and I'll tell you why. And then number 4, we're going to talk about our games. So those are our 4 topics that we're going to discuss here in just a couple of moments. So, okay, I already told you this part. So all of us in this group who choose to participate will be in a chat. And the chat is going to give you the daily tips that you need to do as if you were a host. So for those of you that follow our host coaching, what we recommend, we take all of our hosts for that week, we put them into a group chat, and we feed them with information on a daily basis, because otherwise they're just floundering around and they don't really know what to do with their friends. So we want to guide them, and so they feel confident about this party. And so that's what we're going to do through this chat, is you are going to be the host, and we're going to guide you to be the most successful host for your friends in that group. So let's talk about personalization. So you guys have heard this on multiple occasions, and this is going to be, it's really going to be vital. Like, there is no choice in this process. You really have to do it this way, but then there's a backup way that I'm going to tell you as well. So the personal invitation is going to be the most important part. Well, one of the most important parts of this process. So what is a personal invitation? This is an example of a personal invitation. You can word it up however you want, but I would kind of keep in the framework of what we're saying here. So basically, hi, Lorraine, I have some exciting news. I want to invite you to my Pampered Chef team mega party. Here's the kind of hook to get them in. I only have 20 spots. That's going to be critical, because what you're saying is act now or you're going to miss out. So I only have 20 spots, and I want you to have one because, and that because part, if there's something personal that you think that they love, because you're a baker, because you love Pampered Chef, because I know you love online shopping, or you could just leave it like this. But remember, this part here, hi, Lorraine, is important. Don't eliminate that. Otherwise, it's just straight spam and they're likely to ignore it anyway. So make sure it's something personal. And I know that's really, really small, but it is really large when it comes to their response. So I wanted to invite you because we have a lot of fun holiday recipes, gift ideas, discounts, and of course, prizes. All orders will be guaranteed for holiday delivery. Can I add you to the holiday party group? So you are asking for their permission. So this is going to take you a little bit of time, right? So let's say you did 20 today, 20 tomorrow, 20 on Tuesday, because ultimately you're not going to have everybody say yes. You're not going to have everybody respond. But the goal is to try to get 40 friends, 40 of your friends in the party. So we know that in order to get 40 friends in the party, it's likely going to take you about 60 to 80 invitations. So that's where your list comes in and is super important. So I didn't write this down, but your next task when it comes to this personal part of it is to make a list of the 80 people, because they say if you want 40, you got to personally invite double. So make a list of your 80 people that you want to personally invite to this party. And as a result, you should come pretty darn close to the 40 friends in the party. Now, will it take just one invitation? Probably not. You're going to have some people respond, right? We always say when you reach out to 30 people, you're going to have 10 to 15, half of them right away say no, okay? So if they say no, raise your hand on what else could we do? If they say no, they don't want to be invited to this party, what could we do? What would be something else that we could do to ensure success with this mega party, even though they don't want to be in the party?
You could send them a link to join your VIP group just to keep an eye on other promotions, and then they can order from you at any time.
Right? So that's a good kind of step in the right direction. However, what can we do to ensure the success of this party? What else could we give them?
Maybe
just give
send
them the shopping link.
Yes, give them the shopping link. Only give them the shopping link if they say no. So what I'll do, I just realized I didn't devise any, create any comments for that when they say no. Yes, so you want to give them the shopping link because maybe they don't want to be in the party, but maybe they want to shop. Because look, there's a lot of reasons to shop today, tomorrow, right? Or excuse me, what's today? Saturday. Whew, I'm getting my mind mixed up. So yeah, so as I mentioned, you want to go ahead and open up your link, and this would be a perfect time to do this because if they order right away, they're going to be able to get free shipping with $99. And we're running this straight through all the promotions that Pampered Chef is offering for all the discounts and so on. So again, this is a great time to get them, maybe not necessarily in the party, but at least an order. So let's stop there for a quick second and let's talk about this part of the personal invitation. Anybody have any questions about that?
Lorraine, are we sending these by messenger, by text, both?
You know what? That's a great question. It doesn't matter. The key is personalization. I would suggest Facebook Messenger and text. Neither one are better than the other, in my opinion. If you have a cell phone number, I would say that would probably be better, as a matter of fact, because we all know people are going to get their text right away. They may not necessarily get their Facebook Messenger right away. So thank you for saying that, Susan. So texting, yes, or Facebook Messenger, whatever one you have like more. If you have their text, send them a text. You don't, send them a Facebook message.
Lorraine,
I have a question.
Yeah.
The invitation, are you going to have that somewhere so we can, like, I didn't write it down right now.
Oh yeah,
Are
absolutely.
you going to have somewhere
Yeah, I have a Google Doc.
where we, I'm sorry?
That's okay. I have a Google Doc and it's going, the words that you see on the screen are going to be in that Google Doc, and all you'll have to do is copy and paste it.
Okay, thank you.
Sure. You'll also
Lorraine,
be adding that link, the link to the party. So that'll pop up as well. But remember, you're saying here, can I add you to the holiday party group? So you're not providing that link at this moment. You're asking if you can add them. And then once you can add them, then you give them the link.
Lorraine,
Yes.
whenever we talked about like you talked about texting or Facebook Messenger. I would tend to lean towards Facebook Messenger more because you have a way of tracking whether or not they've seen their message.
Oh,
Because it'll
absolutely.
go from a check mark to their profile picture once they've
Yeah,
read it. So
absolutely.
you know if they got it or not.
I agree with that. I think the part of the texting would be, the fact that if they're like, you don't know, you don't know if they have Facebook, but you know they have a text. So that
Okay.
could definitely, be helpful. So yes, Cindy, thank you for sharing.
Okay.
It is nice to be able to see that. But remember, even if they see it, they might not respond, but that doesn't mean they're not interested. So we will have follow-up messages to encourage them to get in, because we don't, even though they might see it, I don't know about you guys, but I have hosts that probably get very irritated with me because I have hundreds and hundreds of people that I'm messaging on Facebook Messenger. And if they message me and I look at it, but don't respond at that moment, they just move down the scale and I miss them all the time. They're like, oh, did you get my message? And I usually blame it on Facebook, but yes, I got their message. I just shouldn't have checked it until I was ready to react. So they're the same way, and they don't have like business thoughts or principles behind their actions. They just look at it when they're at a red light or on the treadmill or whatever the case may be. And then your message just continues to go down and they forget about you. So just keep that in mind, that they're not, just because they didn't respond does not mean they're not interested. The only ones who are not interested are the ones who say no. But even if they say no, I'm going to be able to provide you with that response, but we're also going to give them the digital catalog. So we're going to say, hey, you know, if you're not interested in joining the party, here's our digital catalog and the link to order if you would like to, because there's tons of specials going on, yada, yada, yada. So you'll have that verbiage as well. But the key is that each of us get enough people in the party to get to 40 friends. And once you have sent out 80 personal messages, then we're going to turn on the invite button, and the invite button is then at your disposal. So at that point, you can click invite as many times as you want. I don't care, but you have to invite personally 80 people first. Does everybody understand that part? So personally invite, send a text message, send a Facebook message to 80 people. When you're done with that, comment in the chat, I sent my 80 invitations, and then you can start clicking the invite button. You must do the first part of it, because if you don't, you are not going to be successful, because this is a large type of event and you want personalization. That's one thing that's lost with mega parties, is the personalization, but this is kind of the back door to the personal invitation or the personalization. Okay, let's move on to the next part of this, because this also gets a little bit more important, and that is engaging. So every day for 4 days, you're going to have to stay present in this party, but that's easy. You guys, you know, you're going to get notifications. You want to turn your notifications on by going into the settings of the Facebook event and turning on your notifications. That way, every time there is a response, you can respond. I would suggest kind of keeping the responses to your people. So in other words, you're going to get notifications from everyone. But if it's not somebody that you know, I would keep it to the people that you know. And if there's messages that are going through there and you're not responding, then I'm going to do my best, and directors are going to do our best to notify you and say, hey, Judy, you have Susie Smith who's commenting. We need you to make a comment on that post. So the last thing you want to do is get these people into this mega party, and then, you know, you go south on them. You got to be there with them. So every day, just like in a normal party, there's going to be a daily message that one of us directors will put into the group, and you want to tag your friends in that daily post. That way they'll see what's happening, the new stuff, and so on. Now, some of you have the ability to do at everyone, and some of you do not. And there's no rhyme or reason behind why Facebook lets some of us do it and why they don't let others do it. Now, here's another piece that I need to make sure you guys are aware of. So I have a lot of trouble with Facebook getting in jail on a regular basis. So I am going to friend you guys from my new Facebook because I don't want my active Facebook right now getting into jail just as a result of what might be going on in this mega party, just all the engagement and so on. So you're going to get a friend request from me. I have a red shirt on. It's going to say Lorraine PC, like I'm holding a sign. Some of you are already friends with me on that Facebook, but that's where I'm going to run this mega party through. And it won't affect you in any manner. It's just you're just going to allow me to be your friend on this new Facebook platform. After we are done with this party, I don't really do much with that side of Facebook, only when I'm in jail. So you don't want to ask me a bunch of questions on that one because I don't really check that often. But you're going to get a friend request from me that's going to say Lorraine PC. You'll see the picture. It's going to be very obvious. But the reason I'm going to do that is because, and I don't want to get myself in Facebook jail again as a result of this. And on that platform, on the new Facebook platform, I can do @everyone for whatever reason, but on my classic, I cannot. So I'm hoping that's going to give us the ability to tag more people in the events. But remember, you can only tag one time per day. So if somebody has already done @everyone for that day, matter of fact, let me just write that down. We'll put a comment in the group chat that says Lorraine did @everyone, Susan did @everyone. And once it's done, it's done. You can't do it twice. Okay. But when you do @everyone, everybody that's in the party is going to get that notification. So you don't have to worry about, oh, my friend's being left out. No, they're not going to be left out. Okay. So let's move on. And here's the next part of it. So every day that you have the people, you made your list of 80, you have 40 people in the party. Every day of the event, you want to message your friends in Messenger, okay? Don't think you're bothering them. You are not. They said they wanted to be there, but this party is not that important to them, but it is important to you. So the first thing we're going to message them is the opportunity to join. So that's the invitation to join. We're not going to give them the invitation. We're just going to say, hey, would you like to join? When they say yes, we'll give them the link to join, okay? So that's going to be today, tomorrow, basically all through this next week, okay? So that way you don't have to think, oh my God, I don't have time to invite 80 people today. If you don't, it's okay. You have tomorrow, you have Monday, you have all the way through basically Thursday, okay? So from now to Thursday is your opportunity to get your people in. The quicker you invite 80, the faster you can click that invite button. Once you click that invite button, then you're going to be getting more people in there as well. But again, those are not people that are personally invited, so they may not even order at all. But the more we can engage them, the better. So day one, all of this is pre-party, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. That's your time to get this first message out to them that I'm going to provide to you in the Google Doc. Day one of the party is Friday the 2nd of December. Okay, that's the day we're going to send them a message. I'm going to put it in the group chat that day. And I'm going to say, okay, guys, this is the message that you want to send out to your friends. Day one. You know what? Let me just put a note to myself. I think what I'll do is I'll try to send that the night before. That way you have the message for day one on Thursday night to put into the message to your friends on Friday. And I'll spell this out a little bit better in the Google Doc. So day one is Friday. It's going to be just a quick message saying, hey guys, just wanted to let you know the party is starting today. If you haven't had an opportunity to join, remember, blah, blah, blah. So it's going to be brief, but you want to message all of the people that have said yes, that they want to be in that party group, or those who have yet to respond. Now your rate of success should be a little better because these are the people that you already know, they're your friends. So they should be able to get the message fairly quickly versus, as we know, when they're not our friends, they may not see it until the second, third, or even the fourth message. Go ahead, Lori.
Can I, and you may be going to cover this, but how are you going to track who you've messaged and who you haven't? Should they come up with a Google, with a spreadsheet so you can track what
Yep.
you've done?
They can
That's
use
very, very important.
It is. You can use paper. You can use a Google spreadsheet. You can use Excel. You can use a Google Doc. It doesn't matter. But what matters is what Lori just reiterated, that you really, really have to track it, because then you're going to know, okay, day one, I've messaged all these people. Day two, I messaged all these people. So I do actually have one for myself. So I will share with you what I'm going to use. And that way, if you want to use that type of a format, you can as well. And it is just a Google Doc spreadsheet. And it says day one, day two, day three, day four. So I can just check as I remind all of the people in the party. Okay, so thanks, Lori. So then on day two, we're going to give them a brief message. Hope you're loving the party. And remember, there are live events today. So all of the directors are going to go live in this party. So I'm not going to say they have to go live at a certain time. It's going to be when they have the time on that particular day. So trying to message your friends first thing in the morning is going to be super helpful. That way they won't miss anything, because the likelihood is we'll be doing these lives probably afternoon, evening timeframe. But we may go live in the morning for a quick breakfast or whatever. So the key is just letting your friends know that they're going to be live events today. Our products come alive through the use of food. So having that opportunity to show them something live is imperative. And then they get on this track of, oh, I want this. Oh, I got to have that. It's kind of like when we used to make recipes at a party, and people would come up sometimes and say, okay, tell me everything that you use, because I want to make that recipe. Remember that, Susan? I mean, it's so crazy because they could just use anything, but we're convincing. So we want them to, be able to have products that they're going to be able to use for that particular recipe, but also any kind of recipe as well. So each of us directors will be going live for these particular days. Then on day three, we'll give you another message. That's just a quick reminder. Hey, there's going to be more live events today. There's going to be prizes. There's going to be drawings, yada, yada, yada. Okay. That's just another quick reminder for them. And then on day four, it'll be the final reminder. Just a reminder, because I know I need a reminder. Today is the last day to shop, and give them the link. So each day you'll have something to do, just something brief. And again, if you have your list of people, and maybe you won't have 40, but that is the goal. But if you do have 40, or you have even more, the better, because that means your sales are going to be obviously higher. The more people that you have in the party, the better. Okay. For those of you that are brand new, I might be thinking, oh my gosh, this is a little overwhelming. It definitely can feel that way, but trust me, trust the process. If you just take this one day at a time, one bite at a time, this is like your launch party, because after this party, you now have 40, 50, 60 or more people to ask to have their own party. All of you do. And that's the greatest thing about this. They're going to be in probably one of the best parties they have been in ever. I'll state that claim, ever. And now they're excited. So now this is going to be an opportunity for you guys to have a kick butt January. And if you guys don't know this already, next week, the Pampered Chef is going to be unveiling the trip for 2023, right? And in January is our double points month. So that means every dollar you submit, you get 2 points towards the trip. And oftentimes January is the make or break month for these opportunity and for these trips. So having a big January can be tricky for new consultants, because they're thinking in their mind, this couldn't be the worst. This could be the worst time, right? But January traditionally is our top month of the entire year, almost every year. In addition to the fact of what they offer us, they offer crazy incentives for the guest, and for the host can actually earn double free in the month of January. I actually have people like past hosts who will say, oh yeah, I'll definitely do a party for you in January. They know what's going on in January. Always it's double credit. Okay, so that's messaging your guest. Okay, then there's going to be prizes along the way. These are going to be prizes that are going to be given away from me to them. So you won't have to worry about the big prizes. But when your friends win the prizes for a game in the party, it is going to be your responsibility to reach out to them. So if you have a winner, let's say your person won, how many turkeys are in the oven? I'm just making something up. And your friend won, then you will need to message your friend individually, and they are going to win a prize, not an e-cookbook. Okay, they're going to win a prize. It's not going to be anything tremendous, probably like around $10 for these individual winners, but I'll need their information so I can mail them their prize. So I don't care if they've ordered or not, it's not going to matter at this point in time. And then there's going to be a grand prize. There's going to be a magic hat drawing in the end, and it's based on, we're going to say participation, but all it's going to be based on is that they were in the party. So at the end of the party, I'm going to take the entire list of people that were in the party. I'm going to put them into the magic hat, and I'm going to draw one name, and they're going to be the prize winner. And it's going to be something probably around $40 or so, something that's light so I can mail it and it'll be easy. And that will be the grand prize. And then the party is going to, like the party post will stop on Monday, December 5th. But again, we can hold the party open until that following Friday, which is the 9th. But we don't want to hold it open too long, obviously, for you guys, because you guys are the host of the party. So you don't want your orders to be delayed for Christmas at that point. Now, there's a lot of other ways that we could do this, but this is the way I found it to be the most successful and the easiest to manage, because it is a managing piece, especially with the directors, because we are managing everybody in the party. You guys are managing your individual people, but we're kind of managing the whole thing. So that is everything in a nutshell. So I know you guys have questions, so let's hear your questions, because there should be a ton. Really, there should be. All right, let's hear them.
Okay, when you were, this is Judy, when you were saying that we're gonna message them day 1, 2, 3, and 4, am I doing that in the party or from Messenger? Because in Messenger, I can usually only invite, I forget how many, like 4 or 5 at a time.
Okay, so if you're friends with them in Facebook, I personally, and this might not be true for you, because I know everyone is different. Maybe Susan can chime into this, but she has more Facebook problems probably than anybody on the team. But if I am friends with them, I have not experienced any limitations for inviting, for messaging, I should say. So are you speaking on the fact that you're friends with them, Judy, or you're not friends with them?
That I'm friends with them, because I was letting them know about the specials that Pamper Chef was having, and it would only let me do like 4 at a time.
Susan, can you chime in?
And then some of them, it wouldn't let me do it all. I don't know why.
Are you talking about messaging?
On Facebook. Yeah,
Are you
Facebook Messenger.
And they're on your friends list?
Yes. From Facebook, yes.
And did it block you?
It did after a while, because I kept waiting, and then I would go back in. It would say that I could only do 4 at a time. I'm sorry. It would only let me do 4 at a time, and then I had to wait, and then I could do more. And then Facebook did send me something that I had to wait like 24 hours, or Messenger, before I could do it again.
Well, you should be able to message. I mean, if they're in your friends list, you should be able to message as many as you can. Are you messaging from your business page or your personal page?
It was probably from my personal page.
Okay, you should be able to message your friends. Anybody who has like responded to you, you should be able to message them, or if they're in your friend list, freely. And even if they're not in your friend list, you should be able to message about 50 a day. So I'm not sure, you may need to reach out to Facebook on their help section. They don't seem to respond, but that would be something. Are you messaging them either slow it down a little bit? And I know I tend to go too fast on my messages and they block me quite a bit. But that's what I would recommend is,
Yeah, also, Judy, what I would suggest maybe as well is maybe set up a couple of minute chat with Karen and actually do this live. I honestly have never seen it where they're your friends and you've had a block. So
Right.
I'm not sure about that part of it. So I would suggest setting maybe up a 5-minute call with Karen and see if you guys can do this live. So then she can kind of see what's actually happening and maybe help you circumvent the issue. But if that does become the case, that's where the texting would be helpful for you. And also something I didn't mention that I wrote down is you can also invite these friends through customer connection emails. And if you have to circumvent Facebook in that manner, then that would be fine. But I would first see if you can set up a couple seconds with Karen and let her see you do this live and see if the issue is still happening and maybe what we can do to mitigate the issue.
Okay. And I'll try doing it. So if I'm on my business page and then go to Messenger that way.
I wouldn't do that. I would do it from your personal page. You're not, because you're not,
From
they're
my
not
personal.
friends with your business profile most likely. And that could create an issue. So I would,
Okay.
these are your personal friends. So I would do it on your personal profile.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, what other questions do you guys have?
This is for Susan. Susan, when they block you for messaging, what does it show? What comes up? That's new to me. I don't know, I recall being blocked.
so once you start going through your messages, you can, they'll pop up on your list and you can see, the little circle that has the check mark or whatever, whether they've seen it or not. What happens is once you hit that number, you will get a little red exclamation mark there. And it'll also, you should get something that says, basically message failed. But once you hit that 50 mark, basically the little message comes, the little red exclamation point comes up and it will block you for 24 hours, not just till the next day, for a full 24 hours.
But only
Okay, thank you.
only if it's people you don't know.
Yeah.
If it's
Yeah.
your
Typically
Oh, okay.
it's people
I've
that
never
you
gotten
are not on their friend, not on your friend list.
But
The people in the parties that aren't friends with you.
right. Susan does have a point. If you run into Facebook trouble, like maybe you commonly get Facebook issues, you have between now and Thursday. But please do not hold off and do all this activity on Thursday. The reason we're
Right.
giving all this free time is because you're going to need that free time to be able to get that many people in the party. So my suggestion is to start today. I'm going to proof over this document here and have it out to you as soon as possible, but I don't want it to be confusing. So I'm going to need to look through it a couple times to make sure that it clearly covers everything. But just remember, you're going to get a Facebook. Actually, I'm not going to Facebook request all of you. I'm going to put you in a group. Now, how am I going to do this? Let me think. Let me actually put this in the chat right now. And then if you guys can friend me, because if I friend 17 new people, Facebook is going to be, making me go back in jail. So, all right. So while I'm doing this, any other questions that you guys have?
Back to my other question I asked earlier. We're going to have 40 people, each person in this one page, one party page.
Yep.
Okay. And everyone will get notifications. Every guest will get notifications of who said what.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Because a lot of my guests in the past did not enjoy getting notifications of others' comments and posts. So.
Well, that's their choice. They don't have to change their notifications. I'm not saying that they should change their notifications. I'm saying you should change your notifications because I want to make sure that you are able to respond to your guests. But if they don't want to have that notification change, just as they changed it to all, they can change it again. You know what I mean? So I'm going to still put that post in there because there are some that will absolutely love that. But like when things like that come across, you got to think about, okay, I have 40 people in the party. There's no way 40 people are going to say, Jennifer, I don't like all these notifications. You're going to have a few, you know what I mean, who may say that, but you're not going to have 40 people that are going to say, Jennifer, I don't like all these notifications. And in all honesty, how many of the 40 do you think are really going to change their notifications? I would say maybe 5, if that. You know what I mean? Most of them are just going to ignore that message, but we put that out there because there are people that don't want to miss anything. I have people actually after the party said, oh, I never saw you go live. I'm like, oh my gosh, did you change your notifications? No. Well, that's why. So, I mean, I don't say that to them, but that's exactly what happens is they don't get the notification because they didn't, you know, put their live or put their notifications to change. So I wouldn't worry about anything like that because that's actually a good problem if they're responding to you. That would be a problem I would enjoy because it will allow more, you know, bantering and so on. But yeah, just don't worry about that part of it. The real part of the notifications was for you guys to change your notifications so you don't miss anything. And that way we can, you know, keep the activity high.
So it's one page and one huge party with all of us. Holy cow, it's going to be huge. That's going to be huge.
Hopefully, yes. I mean, if you ever look at the stats with Pampered Chef and you see people that are selling $40, $50, $60,000 a month, this is how they do it. They put everybody into a mega party. So this is not really new. This is really just an old idea that sometimes resurfaces. And there's some people in the company that use this week after week after week. I mean, can you imagine running 40 parties a week? That's the only way they can do that. Yeah.
Lorraine,
Yes.
can you, along that same line, can you show them how to see who has joined the party so they know who they invited that joined?
Yes. Hold on one second because I'm going to put in the chat here. Actually, Susan, I'll stop my share. And if you want to do that while I'm pulling up this, my thing here, my Facebook message here, let me stop my share. My Facebook link, excuse me. So, whoops. All right, you should be able to share now. And I'm going to put my link, my new profile link into the chat. So everyone, if you can friend that, please. And then Susan's going to show you the other part. All right, I'm putting it in the chat now. If you can't see it, let me know. But it's there. Oh, Susan, you're muted. I got Brittany's. We can't hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay, okay. Hang on. I need to share my screen. Share this screen. Okay, let me move you guys. Okay, all right. So I tried to get one that I didn't have a lot of people on. So when you go into the party and you're going to go in under the members, and oh, Lorraine, I haven't done this in a while. You're going to actually scroll all the way. Like some of these were added in, and then you'll start seeing all the ones that were invited. So once we get in here and we all have a lot of people, we might have 900 some people, you have to scroll all the way to the bottom. Hang on. I should have done a different party where she didn't invite many people.
That's all right.
And then we can actually do a search. Come on.
It does take a minute.
There we
especially when
go.
you have a ton of people.
Okay, once you hit the bottom, you hit a Control F and it comes up. Do you see this little box up here at the top? And we're going to go invited by.
And I'll leave these directions in.
Now, I have 2 hosts in this party. So I'm going to go Katie. And it shows that she invited 102. and it shows all of the people listed. So see the ones that are not, oh my goodness, sorry. The ones that are not highlighted was highlighted or invited from my other host. So that way you can see who was invited. And then you can also do, oops, added. Do you see? And it just came up to show who joined the party that she invited. Okay, make sense?
Does that make sense to anybody? I know it is a little bit confusing because it's something new, but I will give you directions on how to do that. And the longest part of it is just scrolling to the bottom to get to the bottom of the list, because there will probably be, 600-700 people invited, if not more.
Yeah,
So
you
remember-
just have to be patient.
So let me share my screen once more, and I'm just going to recap, and then we're going to be done. If I can find it, hold on. Here it is. Oh, here we go. While I'm trying to pull this up, anybody else have any questions? All right. So let's do a quick recap. So obviously the idea of this party is to help each and every one of you get sales for the month of December. That is really the key component here. Your success depends on you, and we're going to help you as much as we can. But ultimately, you are inviting, you are messaging. That is the key. And that's why we started this so early in advance. So this gives you almost a week to get all of this done. So if you have to break it up into bite-sized pieces, maybe 20 per day, maybe 40 per day, or if you want to just bang it out, just go ahead and sit down, make your list today, and then start messaging people individually. Once you have your 80 completed and sent out, message the group and say, I invited or I messaged 80 people, and then we'll go, and then you'll be able to start to use the invite button. This is the message that I'm going to encourage you to use, or some form of it, to do that personal inviting. But really, nobody should be clicking the invite button today unless you invite 80 people today. So we shouldn't see that much right in the next day or two. Again, engaging for these 4 days are going to be critical to keep your friends engaged, letting them know that you are there. The other thing, I don't know if you guys realize this, but you guys are going to be the hosts of this party as well. So you're going to be able to use all those host incentives for yourself, for your home, or for gifts that you can give away. So that would be a personal thing. If you choose to do something personal, like you choose to do extra incentives, do not put them in the party. You can put them in a group. So in other words, let's say you have 80 people invited and you have your 40 people that said yes. You could choose to put them in an individual chat group and offer little incentives to them if you wanted to. It is extra work on your part, but it could pay off. You could give away all of those host benefits if you wanted to. So it doesn't have to be yours unless you chose. This is not a shared rewards party. This is a total host rewards party. So all of the rewards are going to go to somebody, you, your friends, whomever. So again, today through Thursday is inviting, okay? I'm gonna give you the inviting words, the follow-up words, and then of course, we'll get them to the invite part, or the actual invite button. Day 1, we'll give you a message for. Day 2, day 3, day 4, each day we'll give you a message. We're gonna have, I'm gonna go live on day 1 to welcome everybody into the party, and go live in the sense of doing some product demonstrations sometime that day. And then the directors will fill in on the last day, or the last 3 or 4 days of the party. So every day there will be some form of live event. Again, all the games are going to be offered by me, but it'd be your responsibility to message the winners. So if your guest is the winner, I will tag them in that post, or one of the directors will tag them in the post, and then they will message you and they will get their prize directly from me. If you have a question about the party in general, do not put it in that group, meaning the party group, put it in the personal chat, because we want to keep all of this high level excitement, engagement, no negative, nothing. You know, I mean, there may be hiccups we're going to run into. We're not going to know that until it happens, but we don't want to filter that negative into the party. If you have a question, it would be outside of the party. And then the party will close on Monday. That's going to be our goal. And then we'll keep the link open for a couple of days if necessary, or you can keep your link open as much as you want. Then I'm going to archive this group. That means that once the party is done, like by the following Friday, then nobody will be able to comment into the group at all. And the purpose of that is we don't want active people in a group that is not active. Then the post work is going to be your lifeline. Please look at this as a lifeline. We are giving you the opportunity to go gangbusters in your January month. So all of these people that are sitting there are going to be opportunities to do everybody wins. So at the end of the party, you will do an individual everybody wins with your people. And I will tell you more about that in the end of the group messages. But basically you're going to tag all of your people in an everybody wins post, and you are going to individually message them to ask them to have a party. The great part about this is they are all your friends. So there should be no blocks, no issues with messaging all of these people. Remember, right now, if we're looking at a scale, they're right here when it comes to Pampered Chef. After that party, they're going to be here. So we want to capitalize on all that excitement and all the fun that they just experienced and now will be able to experience in their own individual parties. So there'll be talks about bookings, there'll be talks about recruiting, and so on. So make sure you pay attention to the money makers. The money makers are the booking and recruiting post. That's where your money makers sit. When you have a lead, please use us as your resource to help you on what to do next. Because when somebody comments on a $500 post, somebody comments on, have you ever thought about doing this kind of post? Those are potential consultants that you should be reaching out to individually anyway, but we will help you through that process when you have those people that are interested. So I'm super excited about this. I've got to finish up this document. I probably won't be able to get this document to you for at least an hour, but I will get it to you to make sure that it is right. And then you can start your inviting. So right now, what you should do is hop off the phone and make your list of 80 people. Once you've made your list of 80, comment in the group, because there's going to be some people on this call who are going to get off the call and life's going to come into play. But your excitement is going to help other people who may kind of be lagging just a little bit. So please, let's keep this exciting and positive, and I am sure we will have a great, great party. So before we hop off, any questions that you guys have? All good?
Can you hang on a minute, Lorraine, when everybody, okay.
For sure. For sure. All right, let me stop the recording.